All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to do a demonstration on how to take apart, I guess, a lithium battery. Kind of want to see if it's worth, taking it apart. Should you have something that fails, down the road? Is it easy to do? Is it going to be easy to get the part? And is it going to be easy to reinstall it? It's not an expensive battery, so that's not a big deal, but it is one where if you can throw, $30 or $40 at it, bring it back to life again, it might be worth the effort. So I've never torn one of these apart. There's lots of videos of people doing them. They all seem to look pretty easy. I just want to see actually how difficult it is. I want to bring you guys along and let you know if it's just worth it or not. But I'll tell you a little bit about the battery, just in case it is someone you like or something. Then we can put a link down in the description and you can go check it out. Because it is a sub $300 battery, and I'm sure you could probably get it real close to $200 when some sales and stuff come out. But let's get this thing out of the box and see what we got going on here. It's got the typical extra foam cushions. There's our lugs. So it's got this one that goes over the top and around the sides, and it's got the exact same thing at the bottom. User manual. Barking dogs in the background. That. And there it is. So standard 12.8 volts, 100 amp hours for a total of 1280 watt hours. Now it does seem to go against my principles here to take apart a perfectly good battery. And hopefully we don't destroy it in the process. But let's change camera positions, and then we'll get a heat gun to this thing, and we'll see if we can't get this thing to separate. All right, so like I said, we'll get a heat gun to it. Hopefully can loosen up whatever glue they have here. I probably won't make you watch all of that, but we gotta wait for this to heat up anyway. This isn't the best heat gun in the world, unfortunately. I've struggled with it since I've owned it. I probably need a one to plug into a wall. But we'll start right here in this corner. See what we can do here. Well, it's hot. Yep, that didn't work out so hot. Going to need something thinner to get under there. It looks like it wants to pry up, so let's put some more heat to it. Let's see what we do there. Well, unfortunately, I think we are going to, there we go. Let's have to get it started. Didn't do it any favors though. All right, I can tell you one thing. This is a booger, but I think we got it. They got it put together pretty good. Yeah, you could smell it. It's some kind of a glue. And we did do some damage to the case, so hopefully we can make it worth our while here. There we go. It's like an epoxy of some sort. Let's see if we can't. There we go. she's open. All right, so we'll have to take this guy off. Now this is where you got to be super careful, my understanding, with this stuff. And I'll put some gloves on here before we peel this all the way open, just because of metal components. I'm wearing a wedding ring. I guess I could just take that off. There we go. Don't tell my wife. So what we'll do, cut that piece of tape. Very shallow. There we go. So there's our BMS and our cells. So a very small little pack of cells here. We got a chunk of foam on one side, another chunk of foam, but this one feels stuck. Looks like it's glued to the cardboard here. Okay, so the BMS is down here on the side, so they've got something here on the lugs. Looks like they're possibly welded down. QR code reading. All right, we're just going to take this guy out of here. Get after it a little better here. Yeah, this is glued on here pretty darn good. It should come off like that, I would think. Nope. All right. Very careful. Trying not to hit our cables that are right inside there. Finish this up right here. Okay. Okay. All right, so there's our BMS sitting in there. Actually just being held in with a little tape. Yep, definitely feel bad about this, because this thing is not in good shape now. Cut that tape there. Try and cut that tape there. This has got some kind of a glue on it. I don't know if I'll be able to get that off or not. Yep. Piece of cake. Now these are welded on, so replacing this BMS could be a bear. But if you got skills. I suppose if you're gonna tear apart a battery like this, wanted to see if we could see the brand, which I cannot. Oh, here we go. It's under the tape. All right, let me Google that. See if we can figure that one out. All right, well, it is using crimped lugs right here on this end, with just some kind of glue on there. Thought I'd just take that apart. I think what we'll do is wrap that in some tape and make sure it's nice and safe. Don't want to pull the rest of this stuff off. All right. That shouldn't be too much of a problem there. Get the negative off too. Yeah, so that's using one 6-gauge wire and probably an 8. Can't quite tell on this one. This one over here is a 6-gauge as well. Right, so we'll tape these guys up too, because we can. It's probably a smart thing to do. temperature sensor here. Little sensor right there for the battery temp. But let's keep disassembling. Okay, get one of our plates off. Walk the battery out of there now. Yep. All right, peeled everything off. Kind of got the case off it. There's nothing on the bottom to tell us any more than what's on these QR codes up here. So I will put pictures of the BMS stuff that's on here, and then of these battery cells, what their QR codes are. And then maybe somebody in the comments can let us know what we're looking at. I don't know if there's anything behind this little paper that I could read. That's it. I only see the one sensor here. Then we have 3 other sensors here. But it says it has overcharge protection, over discharge protection, over current protection, over temperature protection, and short circuit protection. So it's got a lot going on. So maybe somebody else in the comments can say which ones these are, if you can tell what's what. Are they specific? Probably to the overcurrent, undercurrent, short circuit would be my guess, since we only had the one temperature sensor. Batteries are taped together with these yellow plates in between each cell. But yeah, I mean, if you had the ability to do the welding, the necessary welding, or soldering, I should say, on these lugs here, you know, and just adding in a new BMS, should be rather simplistic as far as that goes. But we did make the case look ugly trying to get it off, but it'll glue back on if you wanted to take the time and clean it up, pull all this stuff out. And I suppose if that's all you got, you don't have a way to get a new one, that would work. About a 23-pound battery. What is that in kilograms? 10.5 kilograms or something like that. And then they say it's got an 18-month warranty. It's suitable for solar homes, RVs, campers, caravan, trolling motors, overlanding, boats, and off-grid applications. You know, using it as a UPS or just for power storage. But for me, I probably won't be putting this one back together. I may just leave it apart in the case, you know, put it back in the housing. And then as I get more skill set with messing with this thing, this guy will be my my donor battery for learning how to do some of this stuff. But I just wanted to show you. I mean, it's a 10-year battery, 4,000 plus life cycles. You know, from completely down to completely dead, back up again. So it'll last a lot longer than 10. I mean, you'd have to do that. You know, if you do the math, you'd have to charge this thing every day and drain it every day for 10 years. And you know, and that's, like I said, that's from 0 to 100, and then 100 back down to 0. And I don't think very many people do that. So it'll probably last you a lot longer than 10 years. But for I just wish I knew the component quality, you know, so you could actually Google it and find out, you know, what people say about the individual components. So yeah, please do me a favor. If you can tell by any of that, put it down in the comments, you know, and kind of tell everybody else about it. But like I said, sub $300 battery, MHPOW, how do you spell it? MHPOWS. The names they come up with, boy, I'll tell you. But Anyway, there you go. I've always wanted to see what was inside one of these personally, and they wanted me to tear it apart and check it out, and I have done so. Now for me, would I personally take the time to tear one of these apart? Probably not. I'm not that big of a battery geek, you know, not derogatory at all, just saying. Just not that much into it, and just the amount of sweat that it took to get this guy off would have been worth about half the price of it, you know, just to not have to do it. But again, I don't have the proper skill set to deal with this stuff down here. I'm not an electronics guy to that level. So would I recommend tearing it apart to replace components in it? For the average guy, no, I wouldn't. I would just, if it fails on you, just replace it, and you don't have to go through any of this. Now, if you're a guy that loves to fool with this kind of stuff, then by all means, you probably even have a better way. Put down in the comments too, if you have a better way to get that off. I just tried to heat it up and got a screwdriver in there and just went all down the side, and it finally popped. So, but anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it, and we will catch you on the next video.